Welcome to Space City Home Network's presentation of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
We welcome you to Daikin Park in downtown Houston, where the Astros try to start a new winning streak after having their season-long 6-game winning streak snap last night in a 3-1 loss to the Blue Jays. But the Rangers also lost, so the Astros are still 2.5 games ahead in the AL West. The Mariners did not play last night. They are also 2.5 games back of the Astros. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you could join us for a night of Astros baseball. Blummer, a chance for the Astros to get things turned around after a tough loss.
Yeah, go ahead and go on another run. You've got Hunter Brown going tonight. And again, that trade deadline hangover is done with. Who's in your clubhouse is who you're going to fight with.
The Astros do have two studs at the top of the rotation, Hunter Brown being one, Peter Lambert the other. Shiner box spotlight falls on the two guys at the top.
Yeah, they're top heavy. We know that it has been Peter Lambert who has been leading the way in that rotation as far as consistency. He has been out there for most of the starts this season, doing a very good job. And then you've got Hunter Brown coming back from injury, and he seems to be rounding into form a little bit, getting the feel for that fastball, breaking ball. The slider is doing a very good job. But at the same time, the Astros have a very nice 1-2 punch. It's what happens after that that you've got to worry about, because in the top of that rotation, the Diesel fueling the Lamborghini is doing a very good job with 5 2/3 innings pitched. The other 13 starts have not gone so well. They are averaging 4 2/3 innings, and that ERA almost at 6. They need some of these guys at the back end to step up. Maybe it's Wisniewski today.
Yeah, and that's what you speculate about. Who would be that number 3 if it was a playoff series starting today? And it could be the guy that's making the start.
Yeah, the initial first inning that Wisniewski was out there didn't exactly go the way he wanted to. Maybe a little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of nerves getting back on the mound, but at the same time settled in and gave the Astros 5 2/3. I think that Hayden Wisniewski's got the stuff to get deep in games. Well, he'll get another chance today, but that's not a bad line considering.
Hayden Wisniewski and the Astros taking on Trey Yesavich and the Toronto Blue Jays. During the broadcast, we'll talk about Yordan Alvarez and Jeff Bagwell having very similar numbers in their best seasons at home in their careers. Yainer Diaz has been sizzling lately, and Dalton Varsho, the center of attention for the Astros at the trade deadline. When we come back, we'll check in with Julia Morales in just a moment.
We're back. It's game 2 of 3 between Blue Jays and the Astros. I have pitching coach Josh Miller with me to talk pitching. What else? Tatsuya Imai, though, out of the bullpen yesterday, said he felt good, but so effective. What was he doing so well?
Hey, he's throwing strikes, got the slider going on the plate and down, and they were whiffing at it. He looked good, looked comfortable, looked confident. Hopefully we can build from that and for getting ready for his next outing.
Hayden Wisniewski getting the ball again in that first start. Getting through that first inning, I think, was huge for him, and then it looked like he settled down. What did y'all see then? What do you want to see more of tonight?
Yeah, he settled in after the first and cruised from there. You know, efficient, attacking the zone. Hopefully we can avoid the first inning jitters and cruise from the get-go, and hopefully he'll be attacking these guys today.
Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
Josh Miller getting ready for this one as we head into break here. First pitch with Hayden Wisniewski on the mound for his second start of the season. We're back after this.
To deliver.
Yainer Diaz caught Hayden Wisniewski in his first start back in over a year when he caught him in that start in Anaheim. 449 days since Hayden was last on the mound, and now Hayden has had to wait less than a week for start number 2 as we get you ready for baseball between the Astros and the Blue Jays. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Blue Jays winning last night to improve to 53-60 on the year.
And this is how the Blue Jays are going to line up. We're going to highlight Kazuma Okamoto in that lineup. 231 overall on the season, but he has been tearing the cover off the baseball against the Astros. Overall, a 467 batting average. But how about against the fastball? He is 5 for 7 against fastballs thrown by Astros pitching. So we'll have to wait and see what Wisniewski does to Okamoto as far as the fastball usage is concerned.
There is Hayden Wisniewski making the start today, the 28-year-old local guy. He grew up in Cyprus after being born in Houston and went to Cy-Fair High School and on to Sam Houston State, making his second start against the LA Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. He made his first start, against the Angels, now a second start coming against Toronto. Last year made 6 starts before being injured and now making his 30th start of his major league career as he gets toes the rubber today for the Houston Astros. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. We saw Yainer Diaz behind the plate. How about the infield? It's Isaac Paredes and Jeremy Pena on the left side. Jose Altuve and Christian Walker on the right side. It's the same lineup as yesterday. Taylor Jamel, Dalton Varsho, and Cam Smith. Your outfield left to right. First time all year, Astros have gone with the same lineup in back-to-back days as we're ready for baseball on this Tuesday night. It is a Harry Potter night here at Daikin Park and also a Dollar Dog Tuesday night. Nice crowd has gathered for this middle game of a 3-game series. Ready to go? Nathan Lucas. The Blue Jays have the same lineup that they had yesterday as well, and we're underway with a strike from Hayden Wisniewski. Heard from Julia Morales talking with Josh Miller about Hayden's first start against the Angels. Said hopefully he gets over those first inning jitters. This ball looped into left center field. Coming on, Taylor Jamel. Plenty of time to catch up with this one. That's how this game starts, with a fly out to left. Wisniewski in that first inning against the Angels faced 7 batters and gave up 3 runs and could have given up even more, but a sharply hit ground ball turned into an inning-ending double play. And then after that, he ended up settling in and not facing more than 4 batters in any other inning after facing 7 in the first in that start against the Angels. That was an awkward looking swing from Vlad Guerrero Jr. for strike 1. That might qualify as a sword. Oh, pitch in for a ball, 1-1. Not a ton of at-bats for these Blue Jays against Wisniewski. Vlad has 1. Springer, Milestraw, and Jimenez also have 1. Jesus Sanchez the most with 3. He's pitched once against Toronto in his career, has Hayden Wisniewski, and that was out of the bullpen. That was back when he was a Cub in 2023. That one well off the plate. And it's a 2-2 count on Vladdy. Another one sweeps pretty wide, and Wisniewski with a full count. See Kazuma Okamoto on deck. Had 2 of the 7 hits allowed by Christian Javier last night. That one's up high, and frustration from Hayden Wisniewski after he got ahead 1-2. He could not finish off Vlad Guerrero Jr. Ends up walking him. Wisniewski walked 2 in his first start against the Angels. The player to watch is presented by Jack in the Box, and it is Kazuma Okamoto. You heard Blummer mention of his batting average this year against the Astros. He is 5 for 7 against the fastball. Those overall numbers on base percentage and slugging percentage, the best for any Blue Jay hitter against the Astros this year. And he does see a fastball to start things off. It's in for a ball, so that's 4 in a row missed by Wisniewski. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that's a good miss. Wisniewski has that good arm side run with that two-seamer, so he's going to try and use that to keep Okamoto from getting those arms extended out over the plate. Pretty good swing at that fastball.
Another one in a little bit. Okamoto, 24 home runs in his rookie campaign, the most ever by a Japanese-born player in their rookie season. Shohei Ohtani back in 2018 with the Angels hit 22 home runs. Fastball up. And it's a 2-1 count. Munetaka Murakawa has tied that mark this year with 24 home runs for the White Sox. As they check Guerrero Jr. at first. Vladdy has stolen 7 bases this year in 10 attempts. Count evens at 2 apiece.
Nice little cutter from Wisniewski right here. You'll see it on a UTMD Anderson strike zone. Getting to that outside edge. And Okamoto pulling off that one. So that's where that sinker cutter split the plate. Working both sides.
Tried to hold up, and that is no swing, says Mike Malinsky. And the second straight hitter with a full count here against Wisniewski.
Judge for yourself at home on our mattress from Supermo.
There are a lot of early swings against Hayden in that start against the Angels. Early on in this start, the Blue Jays have been a little more patient. Got him. Okamoto down on strikes. First strikeout of the night for Hayden Wisniewski.
So that previous pitch fastball up and in, got the check swing, and then we're right back to that cutter away. Good sequence and good execution from Wisniewski.
George Springer gets a nice hand for his first at bat as he digs in. You can see his career marks against the Astros, 175 in 29 career games. Of his 18 career hits against Houston since leaving the Astros, 6 of the 18 have been home runs. George comes into tonight's game with a 9-game hitting streak going. That's a season high and the most for him since the 22 season. Takes a strike as 1-1. Hayden's first start at Daikin Park of 2026. George fouls one away, and it's a 1-2 count. One-two count on Springer, 2 outs, and Guerrero on first. And it's going to be pop foul and out of play. Astros starting the night at 58 and 56, winners of 11 out of 13. leading both the Rangers and the Mariners by 2.5 games. Astros have 48 games to play. They have the exact same record home and road so far in the season, with 24 to go, both at Daikin Park and on the road. 29 and 28 is their record at home. This ball sent to center. George's former teammate Dalton Varsho makes the play, and that'll do it for the Jays in the first. 1 walk, 1 left on. Jeremy Pena, 15-game hitting streak on the line, and then Yordan Alvarez and Isaac Paredes.
Right-handed hitters, the right-handed pitchers hitting 400. They're hitting 286, and then against right-handed, I'm blowing this thing up. Right-handed pitchers, he's hitting 400 against. Against fastballs, he's hitting 438. Whew.
You got it. Trey Savage is the right-hander who wears the same number as Hayden Wisniewski. Battle of 39s as he faces Jeremy Pena here. Going to be a little difficult for Pena to extend that hitting streak against this guy who allows just a 188 batting average against. That is good for 5th best amongst Major League pitching. With names like Jacob Mizorowski, Shohei Ohtani, his teammate Dylan Cease, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the only guys with a lower batting average against than the right-hander Trey Savage in his 18th start of the year. Pena takes one up for a ball. It's 2-1. Astros only had 2 hits against Savage when they faced him in Toronto on June 24th. He did walk 5 batters that day and has walked 5 or more in 4 different starts this year, with 7 being his highest total that he's done twice, and already he's behind in the first batter of the night, 3-1 to Jeremy Pena. .45 walks in 91 2/3 innings for Savage, and he catches an edge there. It's 3-2.
Yeah, considering that batting average against, he's what you consider effectively wild. You would imagine the Astros, if they can be patient, work some of these counts, some of these deeper counts.
There you go. Patience shown on a pitch up, and there's a leadoff walk in front of Yordan Alvarez.
Yellowwood is bringing the lumber, and so is this guy. How about Jeremy Pena and Yordan Alvarez, AL batting average leaders since May 18th. A clear divide between Yordan and Jeremy. Jeremy at 333, modest compared to the Yordan Alvarez 341, batting average since May 18th.
Well, Jeremy starts the night with a 15-game hitting streak. Yordan starts the night reaching in 19 consecutive games. That one bouncing in there. Good block by Alejandro Kirk. It's 1-1. Yordan's lead in the Triple Crown race had been reduced to 3 last night in the home run column, as Junior Caminero hit 2 home runs in the Tampa Bay game in Colorado. This one on the ground, past Guerrero, sliding play by Clement. He throws to the pitcher covering in time. Savage there to get Yordan Alvarez. Looked like it was going to sneak through, but a nice play by Ernie Clement for out number 1.
Yeah, pinched pretty good over there. Once this ball gets past Vlad Guerrero Jr., Ernie Clement did a good job of going over there, making the sliding grab and leading Savage to the base.
Clement was number 1 in voting in the All-Star game balloting, with Yordan finishing 2nd. Throws out Yordan there for the first out of the inning. Now it's Isaac Paredes. See Isaac's current numbers, 252 average. It's dipped down 11 points in his last 8 games, where he is 4 for his last 32. Takes a strike here. It's 1-1. Jeremy Pena, who has scored a bunch of runs in a short amount of time, 53 runs scored in 66 games, in scoring position with 1 out. Astros had 10 hits yesterday against the Blue Jays. All 10 hits were singles. Ended up leaving 13 men on base in the first 8 innings. The pitch misses up. It's 2-2. Into right. Played there by Lucas. Pena back to second with 2 outs. Join the official kids club of the Houston Astros and sign up for the Astros Buddies Club presented by HEB today. Buddies Club members will receive a drawstring bag, widget hat, widget charm, socks, lanyard, and 4 tickets to an Astros game. Visit astros.com/buddies to sign up today. Here's Dalton Varsho in his second game with the Astros, both against his former team, as he changed clubhouses yesterday and had a whirlwind of a day. Today a little more settled in for Dalton in his 7th big league season as he takes a pitch up for a ball.
Met Dalton today and I forgot to ask him if he had to move out of that hotel. Oh, forgot.
Swing and a miss at the splitter. It's 1-1.
Yeah, this is going to be an extended road trip for him.
Yeah, we mentioned it was going to be a 3-city trip for him either way, but it was going to be a quick trip to Chicago with the Blue Jays when he first started this trip. Now it's going to be a 3-city trip with Houston and 2 California cities involved. He's probably packed for Wrigley and then Philly, and instead he gets San Diego and San Fran.
Yeah.
Well, San Fran's not going to be very warm. We're not going to tell Julia yet, but it's going to be chilly in those games.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about it, to be honest with you.
Are you kidding me?
I
expect it to be freezing.
I think by our comparisons and what we're used to right now, it is going to be comparable to freezing.
No, I seriously have parkas ready.
Nice.
2-2 the count to Varsho.
This isn't my first year at DK. Been burned by San Francisco many times in my life.
Yep, that can happen.
I'll watch other teams, other reporters post their pictures from that city, and they're all wearing, furry coats.
This ball to center. One Blue Jay center fielder 2 days ago sends one to the other one who's taken over his job in center the last 2 days. And Miles Straw puts it away to end the inning. Houston Astros baseball is presented by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality all at low prices on every item, every day. By HEB. Here, everything's better. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Those are the special add-on Quidditch jerseys on Harry Potter night here at Dyken Park. And making sure they have the right size as the aggressive Alejandro Kirk, who hit a first pitch for a home run against Christian Javier yesterday, goes out to the first pitch here from Hayden Wisniewski and lines out to right. Cam Smith makes a play for the first out. Now Jesus Sanchez will dig in. Sanchez, as we mentioned, with the most at-bats in the lineup against Hayden Wisniewski. He's 0 for 3 in his career against Hayden. Sanchez takes a strike, 0-1. Wisniewski, who has vacillated between the rotation and the bullpen in his time with the Cubs over those 3 years, has been only a starter with the Astros. Mentioned 48 games to go for Houston after tonight. This is his second start. Oh, off his glove and played there by Paredes with the bare hand. That's going to be a 1-5-3, and Wisniewski saying, I'm absolutely fine. It hit me in the glove, as he's telling everybody to stay in the dugout.
That was a great play on that comebacker. You'll see it. Tonight's aerial coverage of the Wire Cam is brought to you by our partners at Defy. It's a quality deflection right to Isak, who's right behind him. Gets the glove on it. Little tip drill. Isak Took a little bit of a split second to realize where that ball was and made a nice play on it.
Now Ernie Clement will bat and take a pitch in for a ball.
Every time I see that play, I am reminded of Jimmy Williams. And I know I've told you this story, your fans, 1,000 times. I'll tell you tomorrow.
No, tell me next inning.
Okay.
Good play by Pena. Deep in the hole as he makes a strong throw to Christian Walker. A 6-pitch second inning for Hayden Wisniewski. More Harry Potter activities here at Dyken Park on a Tuesday night. Blue Jays and Astros middle game of a 3-game series. Astros 3-1 so far on the homestand after sweeping the Rangers and losing the first game to the Blue Jays last night. Trey Yesavage, a 23-year-old right-hander, delivers wide to Christian Walker. Walker, Taylor Trammell, and Dalton Varsho, the three in the lineup for the Astros who have never faced Yesavage before. As Walker fouls one out of play. It counts 1-1. Christian rides a 7-game hitting streak coming into today as Orbit is all ready for the Harry Potter festivities, and quite a group of Harry Potter fans there. 1-2 the count. Christian 9 for 29 during his hitting streak. Hit a couple balls really hard last night. A single into right center and a deep fly ball to center. This one will pop up into shallow center, shallow enough that the second baseman Clement makes the play for out number 1. How about if we take a look at tonight's Chevy Stropole? Which of the Astros 4 through 9 hitters do you think will have the biggest overall impact the rest of 2026? You've got this guy, Jose Altuve, Yainer Diaz as choice B, Cam Smith choice C, or Dalton Varsho in that 4 spot choice D. Go to @SpaceCityHN, use the hashtag Stropole. Altuve sends one into left center on the first pitch he sees from Yesavage, and there's 2 outs in the inning. 5 in a row sent down by Trey Yesavage after an initial walk. Now Taylor Trammell getting another start for the Astros. Trammell has hit at close to 1,000 clip OPS in his last 8 games. Has a hit in 6 of those 8 games. Thought he had a home run yesterday, but caught at the wall by Miles Straw.
Everybody on the planet thought he had a home run last night. I don't know how it didn't get out.
Taylor continued in his home run trot despite the catch.
Yeah, it was an interesting conversation. I felt bad. I had to go over and talk to him. I was like, man, I had your home run call all ready to go. This would be a little more pedestrian. My stories are getting crushed.
We owe each other. Man. You owe the audience 2 stories. Jimmy Williams and Taylor Trammell. Stories to follow here as the flyout center ends the inning on a 5-pitch inning. 8-pitch inning.
Driven by Ford. Looking back to last night's game, Christian Javier was the one that got things started, and he's just a couple of starts in, and of course working out of the bullpen before that, so getting the start for him, he felt really strong. He told us he was able to build off of what he's been doing, has confidence, endurance there. And then we saw Tatsuya Imai come in, who said definitely different coming out of the pen, but I was able to get the job done, and he really wanted to attack the zone, and that's exactly what he did. Very, very efficient. Very good outing from Imai today. Yeah,
really impressive. Those 3 innings were as good as we've seen Imai the whole season. And the fact that Christian Javier and Tatsuya Imai combined for 9 innings without a walk. First time the Astros have not walked anybody in a game since June the 20th. And those 2 guys who have at times this year really struggled with the walk. So that was a good sign for both of them, Logan.
No, it was. It was very interesting that both of them in that ball game were able to get through there unscathed as far as the walks were concerned. But talking to Joe Espada before the game behind the cage, he just said going out there and filling up the strike zone and letting your stuff work, I think, is a big key. We've talked about it with Imai. It's just trusting your stuff. I think a lot of times you get some of these pitchers who worry about contact and they'll pitch to a corner, one of those 9 quadrants that we show you in some of those hot cold zones, instead of pitching maybe to a general region with particular pitches. Because I think Imai gets caught sometimes throwing both of his pitches in the same spot. It's good to separate them.
That was impressive last night, to say the least, striking out the last 5 batters he faced, and by far his best strike percentage of the season. Speaking of strike percentage, that's a good at bat for Hayden Wisniewski against Andres Jimenez as he strikes him out to start the inning.
So let's check out Imai on StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. The previous outing where he doesn't get out of the first inning on the left-hand side against the Angels, and there are pitches everywhere and all over the place. But if you draw a line in that top third, he was adamant about getting to the top with that fastball and then separating that from his slider and throwing the slider down below the zone. And all of a sudden you're trying to cover the heater at the top of the zone and cover the slider at the bottom, and it makes it really tough. So for me, it was just the location on the fastball. The slider's always going to be down in the zone. But if he can have that nice cluster at that top third of the zone, he's going to be in good shape. And he also touched 97.
This ball hit pretty well to left. Back goes Taylor Trammell. He'll slide as it's off the wall. Played there by Varsho. Miles Straw having himself a series here, is 3 for 4 and has made a great catch against Trammell last night as well.
Yeah, after that stumble out there from Trammell, he's not a big fan of Miles Straw. But Straw putting some good swings on Astros pitching in the last couple of days as the footing goes out from underneath Trammell. Fortunately, Varsho there to get that ball back in quickly.
Straw now in scoring position with 1 out. Top of the order, Nathan Lucas, who takes a strike. So we'll see what the future holds for Tatsuya Imai. Certainly a very encouraging sign last night. His previous highest strike percentage was 71.6. That came in that rain-shortened game against the Twins at Target Field in Minnesota. This ball into shallow center. Varsho on the move, and he's going to make a sliding catch. Blue Jays have seen that a lot for them, and now it goes against them there as Lucas has one taken away by Varsho for the second out.
Nice play closing in on that sinking line drive. See him out there in center. Got a great jump on that. That first step was perfect. He read that beautifully off the bat. Casual catch and slide on our matches from Supermo. I think last night Imai had a 58% whiff rate.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Unreal.
Against a team that doesn't whiff. That was kind of one of the things we were marveling at yesterday with this Blue Jays team. They don't walk, they don't strike out, and they make a ton of contact, and they weren't able to last night against him.
Man, that was right through the middle of their order. 2 through 6 is who he struck out 5 in a row.
Okay.
That's a broken bat, slowly hit towards Pena. He'll charge, and he throws out Guerrero Jr. to end the inning. Hayden Wisniewski worked around the 1-out double by Miles Straw. First hit allowed by Hayden tonight. During warm-up, something has happened to Trey Savage, the 23-year-old right-hander. He's felt something, and he's pointing at his left knee area. Let's see if we see anything here on this warm-up, Blummer.
It's that landing leg. He gets on top of it. Really didn't straighten it out and buckled him. So obviously an issue. He's going to try and throw a couple of more warm-ups out here. And I think he just shook his head and said, no way.
Wow.
Unreal.
Wow. They just advanced their rotation to a 6-man rotation with Jamison Tyone getting the call tomorrow. And now their young right-hander, Trey Savage, who was a star in the postseason last year, is going to leave the game in the 3rd inning without throwing a pitch this inning. And we'll have a lot of time for whomever is called out of the bullpen. And it looks like it's going to be Chad Dallas to get loose here and start this inning. That is obviously not exactly what John Schneider or the Blue Jays were hoping for, with their young right-hander having to leave here. Dallas throwing a few more warm-up pitches in the bullpen before he takes the regular mound. We'll take a break and come back and reset here, as Savage has to leave the game after 2 innings, not having allowed a hit to this point.
No score here, bottom of the third, with 1 hit on the board, and Trey Savage hurt in warm-ups. Like he apparently hurt that landing leg, that left knee. We'll let you know more when we find out more about it. A couple of games this season for the rookie Chad Dallas. He's thrown 4 2/3, has a 1.93 ERA. He's out of Orange, Texas. Eventually got drafted out of the University of Tennessee. His full name is John Chadwell Dallas. His nickname is Cheese. He's got a fastball that averages just around 93 miles an hour. Got a cutter, curveball, sweeper. So the young man's going to take as long as he needs to get loose for this ball game.
First 2 batters he's going to face in this inning are Yainer Diaz and Cam Smith. With more on them, here's Julia.
I've got the power play presented by HEB. Joe getting production from all parts of the lineup lately, especially that bottom half starting to heat up. Yainer Diaz put together back-to-back 4-hit games recently, and then Cam Smith, he's really come on strong the last 5. They've collected 19 hits combined, slugging .707, scoring 10 runs there. And for Yainer, a big part was him getting his timing right. Cam Smith told me he's been swinging at better pitches. Both of these guys seeing it well, though.
Yeah, they are really doing a nice job in the last 5 games, and they will try to get things going against the new pitcher, Chad Dallas. Trey Savage throwing 27 pitches in 2 hitless innings, and now it's going to be a bullpen day the rest of the way for the Blue Jays. Dallas made his big league debut on June the 4th, so limited major league experience. And the first pitch after a ball to Yainer Diaz is a rocket up the middle. And Yainer hit it hard, deserved better, but that was snagged by Ernie Clement for the first out.
Nice play on a tough hop. Ball hit it over 103 miles an hour. Surprised Dallas and was caught by Clement.
Now here's Cam Smith. Cam checks his swing on a pitch down. Cam 9 for 23 during his 5-game hitting streak. Dallas in his previous outings at the big league level has gone 3 2/3 innings in his debut against the Braves on June 4th. And he was sent right back and called up again in July and went an inning on the 10th against the Padres. And now his 3rd major league outing, also coming on the road after pitching in Atlanta and San Diego. He has been a starter at AAA Buffalo, so he can give them length if needed here tonight. More than likely we'll see him for multiple innings. 3-0 to count to Cam Smith.
Not going to see much of anything straight from Chad Dallas. A lot of cutters, curveballs, and sweepers.
That cutter stayed in, and Cam's going to draw a walk. Second walk issued by Blue Jays pitching, and a 1-out base runner.
Let's look at some Old Spice fresh stats. Jeremy Pena coming to the plate. Players in the 90th percentile in both expected batting average and sprint speed. Both of these guys very good hitters and very fast. Bobby Witt, obviously one of the faster guys in baseball, but Jeremy 93 percentile, not bad either.
JP walked his first time up and takes one just below the zone, says the home plate umpire Gabe Morales. It's 1-0. All of these Astros facing Dallas for a first time. One to count. Astros still without a hit. First time through the lineup, they did draw 2 walks. Pena, the first batter against Trey Savage, drew a walk, and then Cam Smith, second batter faced by Chad Dallas. Pena down on strikes. That sweeper gets him. First strikeout for Blue Jays pitching today, and there's 2 away in the inning.
Pretty good pitch, but that's also located beautifully in a spot where Jeremy has a tough time getting to. This is where it's going to get interesting, because a lot of those pitches we talked about from Chad Dallas are moving into the left-handed hitter.
Yeah, only 10% fastballs, as you mentioned. You're not going to see a lot of straight pitches as this ball is fouled into the camera well where Julia hangs out. It's 0-1.
You good?
Thumbs up.
We're good.
I mean, you just got to hit the deck when you're done. So.
Yeah.
No thanks.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Why are we out there? Thank you.
Yeah, please. Oof, man.
Thank you.
He'll have to shake out that left hand every once in a while, but I'm not sure what was that about. And it's almost, I'm hoping Jordan was just yelling at him.
Chad Dallas has faced 7 lefties so far in his career, and he's not allowed any base hits. Actually, technically 10 plate appearances, but they're 0 for 7 against him with 2 walks and a sacrifice fly. Jordan trying to be the first lefty at the big league level with a hit against Dallas as he hooks one foul off the netting, and it's 1-2.
That curveball.
A lot of plate appearances this year for Jordan. He is up to 494 plate appearances on the year, playing in his team high 113th game. Need 502 plate appearances to qualify for the batting crown. He's only 8 away, now 7 away with his first plate appearance tonight. Pretty good fastball. That's going to be challenged by Alejandro Kirk. It was close.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Gabe Morales called it a ball. It is right near the edge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's either a strikeout or a 2-2 count.
Woo. Man.
The call is confirmed. Toronto has 1 challenge remaining.
Quite a call by Morales with less than 1/10 of an inch off the plate. That was a challenge. Everybody was excited to see Jeff's miss because Jordan gets another swing. And another one.
That was that one random fastball you get every once in a while from Chad Dallas. Everything else has been spinny. 3 curveballs, a sweeper, and that fastball for a ball. Just a little bit of a show me. It almost clipped the outside edge.
That's in. And Jordan has a full count. Cam Smith with 2 outs will be off with a pitch.
This could be exciting if you find a gap.
Cam can get a huge lead with Guerrero way off the bag. And that's going to be ball 4. Jordan draws his 80th walk of the season. Second walk of the inning issued by Dallas, and 2 on for Isaac Paredes. Now a word from Dairy Queen.
DQ does it all, from the hot to the cold, from the sweet to the bold.
TK, that was essentially a base open. 3-2 count, 2 outs. You know the base runner's moving. Why test him? Just go ahead and put him on.
Yeah. Can't blame Dallas.
Yeah, he threw a little bait out there. Fish ain't biting, so he's at first base now, leaving it up to Isak.
Isak trying to snap an 0 for 12, first and second and 2 outs as he takes one off the plate for ball 1. We're on now with 80 walks to 84 strikeouts. Just fouled, third base side, it's 1-1. Rodon's already set a career high in walks. He walked 78 times in the 22 season. Now up to 80 already this year, with 23 of those being intentional walks. Two and 1 the count. Chad Dallas throwing a lot of pitches here in his first inning out of the pen. Trey Savage warming up on the first pitch. Felt something around the front leg, maybe the left knee area, and had to leave the game. Dallas has 2 walks of the 4 batters he has faced. Owens golf down the right field side, and that'll end up in the stands.
Sneak the cheese past him. Isak did a good job of fouling that pitch off. Rare fastball from Dallas.
Got him. Sweeper. Gets Paredes to end the inning. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks in the inning. And the Astros fail to score in the third.
The one-of-a-kind All-Star Car Show is back by popular demand. Join us November 7th and 8th for a 2-day high-impact takeover at Icon Park. See some of the rarest cars in the world. Enjoy family-friendly attractions and more. Visit Astros.com/car show for tickets. All
right, Julia, 4th inning baseball. Both teams combining for just 1 hit through 3 innings. It was a Miles Straw double in the third for the Blue Jays. Astros have drawn 3 walks so far tonight. Hayden has only walked 1 on his side of things as he has an 0-2 count on Kaz Akamoto. Hardest hit baseball of the night was that ground ball off of Hayden Wisniewski's glove that ended up being barehanded by Isak Paredes for an out on Jesus Sanchez. I feel like we had a story going there with you and Jimmy Williams that we never heard the end of.
Oh, yeah. No, I had a play. I came over here playing third base for Jimmy Williams in 2002, and a similar play happened, but I was playing a little bit deeper, and it was to the left of the pitcher as he came off the mound and hit off his glove and trickled towards third base, get fouled. And I was late to the play. I don't think I would have made a play even if I was anticipating it, but Jimmy Williams pulls me off the side and goes, "Did you break on that ball?" I said, "No, it was hit to the left side of the pitcher." I go, "I sat there and watched." And he goes, "Do you know that 75% of the time if the ball's hit off the pitcher, it goes toward third base?" I was like, "What?" He goes, 75% of the time, Blummer. Be ready. I was like, dude, this guy's crazy. But I better damn well be ready to go towards that pitcher when it hits him.
Now, whenever you see a ball go to third.
I was going every time that ball was hit back to the mound towards the pitcher, just in case.
Akamoto retired for the 2nd time on strikes. That's 3 for Hayden Wisniewski.
Good sweepers, good cutters, a couple of good sinkers, and he got Okamoto making the adjustment. His approach against him has been good in the first 2 at-bats.
Somebody getting him out. Astros have not had much success against Okamoto so far until tonight. Here's George. Springer flied out to center his first time up. Takes a fastball in for a ball, 1-0. George, since the All-Star break, has been very good, hitting .328 for the Blue Jays, including this current 9-game hitting streak. George played 795 games in his Astros career over 7 seasons. Now he's up to 733 games with the Blue Jays. So even if he played every game the rest of the way, he still wouldn't have as many games in a Jays uniform as he did in an Astros uniform, not even counting all the postseason appearances for George.
Some wicked glove side movement on that cutter.
Try to check his swing on a 2-2 pitch down. Changeup just missing. It's 3-2. Swing and a miss. Springer down on strikes. Wisniewski with back-to-back Ks and 2 away in the 4th. Los Astros is back on SCHN. Catch your Houston Astros in Spanish for this week's games against the Toronto Blue Jays. Only on SCHN2 and streaming on SCHN. Enrique Vasquez on the right, Gene Flores on the left, calling the game tonight.
Gene was locked in on that promo.
That one's fouled back by Alejandro Kirk. It's 0-1. I feel like there's a high winning percentage whenever the guys come in and do the games in Spanish, although last night was a loss. But I feel like overall they've had a pretty good record.
No, they've had a really good run. They've had some good games to call. Just one game.
Just one. Wisniewski gives up his second hit of the night as Alejandro Kirk has swung at all 3 pitches he has seen tonight. Lining out in the first at bat and now singling with 2 outs here in the 4th.
He actually gets to that cutter. This one on the outside corner. He's able to reach out there and poke it up the middle.
Now Jesus Sanchez will bat. Sanchez on that comebacker that we were talking about earlier off Wisniewski's glove, hit it at 106.4. Sends this one into left, playable for Taylor Trammell. He'll come in a step or 2 and put it away for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Astros with their 4, 5, 6 hitters to up.
Enjoy all you can eat seats during select Friday and Saturday Astros games. Food options include nachos, hot dogs, pretzels, and more. Get tickets now at astros.com/AYCE.
Here's Dalton Varsho leading off the bottom of the 4th. Varsho so far in an Astros uniform 1 for 5 with a walk. Had a base hit in his very first Astros at bat yesterday. That came against Shane Bieber. Back in the 4th spot today and skies this one in the air into left center. Jesus Sanchez coming in from left, and he'll put it away for the first out. Now Varsho's teammate in Arizona for 3 years, Christian Walker, will bat. Walker popped up in the shallow center his first time up. Chad Dallas in his second inning of work in relief of Trey Yesavage, who left with an apparent leg injury, possibly around the left knee. As Walker takes a strike 0-1. The Blue Jays had just decided that they were going to go to a 6-man rotation as they acquired Jameson Taillon a couple of days ago. Taillon coming over from the Cubs, and he is going to pitch tomorrow in place of Dylan Cease. Astros don't mind missing Dylan Cease, but they were going to go then to a 6-man rotation with Cease starting the next game in Chicago. But that's all changed now. Well, we'll see if it's changed, but with the Savage having to leave after 2 innings, that could alter those plans. Walker hits it hard but foul, stays in an 0-2 count. So tomorrow will be Hunter Brown against Jamison Tayo, not Brown against Cease as we originally thought.
That has a chance to be a real special pitching matchup. Cease has electric stuff. He's heavy on the strikeouts, and then we just saw Hunter Brown have a really good outing last time out. Trying to build off of that.
Astros saw Taillon when he was with the Cubs at Wrigley on May 22nd. Ended up beating him and the Cubs that day as part of a sweep at Wrigley. Walker down on strikes. Foul tip caught by Alejandro Kirk. That is strikeout number 3 for Chad Dallas, and 2 away in the inning. Now a word from Nava Law Group.
Don't get fooled by the loudest lawyer. Call me for a free consultation. Do not settle.
Here's Jose Altuve. He flied out on the first pitch he saw from Trey Savage in the second inning. Takes this one inside with a sweeper, 1-0. Chad Dallas, as Plummer mentioned, from Orange, Texas, all the way over the Louisiana border. Went to West Orange Stark High School, one of 6 major leaguers that went to that high school, and then on to Panola College before he went to University of Tennessee. Altuve fouls that one away. It's 1-2. Jose with back-to-back multi-hit games. Got 2 hits Sunday to wrap up that series against Texas, then 2 hits last night. He's now tied with Bobby Abreu on the all-time hits list, 4th overall of Venezuelan-born players in Major League history. Little tapper. That's going to be trouble. Okamoto's throw not in time. Altuve still has the wheels to beat out those infield hits. That's a hit for Jose Altuve, the first one on the board for the Astros today.
Still got the speed to beat out some of these infield hits. Tapped that one down the third baseline. Tough play for Okamoto. And Altuve right here can smell it. Shifting gears and floating through the bag.
So now 4th by himself as he breaks the tie with Bobby Abreu, and Luis Aparicio is up next as he needs 206 more hits to catch Luis Aparicio. Now Taylor Trammell taking a ball down.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Kirk lost a call on Yordan Alvarez last inning, so the Blue Jays are down to 1 challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and they are done for the day.
The call is confirmed. Toronto is out of challenges.
Out of challenges in the 4th inning. Kirk missing on 2 challenges in the 3rd and the 4th innings. The Astros still have both of theirs.
Kirk thought Altuve was still up there.
Trammell flied out to center his first time up. That was a routine play by Miles Straw. Yesterday was not a routine play, and Taylor thought it was a home run. You talked to him about that.
Yeah, I went down there. I was like, first of all, I can't believe that ball didn't get out of the ballpark. You hit a ball 110 plus miles an hour, you deserve to go on a trot. But I asked him, I go, why were you running so fast out of the box? He goes, I hit it. He goes, I knew I got it good, but I just wasn't sure. So he broke quickly out of the box and kind of went into his stride. And he said by the time Straw caught it, he was so stunned that the ball not only wasn't robbed of a home run, but it was inside the park. He said he was just flat out floored. He goes, I didn't know what to do, so I just kept running. And he touched all 4 of the bases, even though he was out. He couldn't believe it.
Let's take a look at this, because this was one of the more amusing moments last night in a 3-1 game. Taylor Trammell crushes his pitch.
That ball was touched. And it wouldn't have gotten out. And he just kind of said, you see him look in his eyes. He was just like, what in the world just happened? So he just kind of emulated the entire run around the bases. And he's just like, what just happened? He couldn't believe it.
Taylor, always entertaining, but absolutely torched that one yesterday.
Yeah.
And had nothing to show for it. He's like, I'm already halfway around the bases. I don't know what just happened. I'm just going to keep running and do my normal home run celebration or home plate, but it did not work out for him. How about two more on base again this inning? The Astros have had two runners on the third and now the fourth. And Yainer delivers a base hit to left. Altuve being waved around. Sanchez's throw will be not in time. Astros lead 1-0. Yainer Diaz, the RBI single.
Good job by Yainer. Great job by Altuve with a beautiful slide to avoid the tag at home. Sweeper down, pulled into left. Altuve having to use every ounce of his speed. A phenomenal throw from Jesus Sanchez. But the swipe tag misses Altuve as he eludes it and just gets the plate with that left hand. Barely a lane to slide through, and a great slide. That was gorgeous.
Woo, that's really pretty. Yeah, you're right. Kirk didn't give him much room to slide, and he took the very last part of the plate and got the hand down right before that swipe tag. Really nice slide by Altuve. And a really good throw by Sanchez. So Yainer continues his career marks against Toronto. He's a lifetime over 1,000 OPS guy against the Blue Jays. He drives in the first run tonight. All this starting with 2 outs and nobody on. Now Cam Smith the batter. Cam, after drawing a walk his first time up, fouls the first pitch back. Cam walked against Chad Dallas last inning. Dallas now facing Yainer and Cam second time. Curveball down, gets Cam in the 0-2 hole. Single, walk, and single with 2 outs in the inning, and the Astros are on the board. It is the 11th and 12th singles of the series for the Astros, who don't have an extra base hit yet in this series. Cam delivers a base hit. Around third is Trammell. They'll test Sanchez again. This throw is way over Kirk's head. RBI single by Cam Smith. It's 2-0.
Cam picking up Tram. 2 outs, you're off with the swing. It's nice because you can just anticipate going. But a great job on a curveball down by Cam, able to get out there and get those arms extended. And then clear the deck. Here it comes.
Felt like Sanchez had a better shot to throw out Sanchez than Altuve, but his throw was nowhere nearly as good on that throw. That pays off for Cam Smith's 40th run batted in of the year.
There's that breaking ball on our match from Supermo that Cam stayed on. He was able to yank in left field.
It's now a 6-game hitting streak for Cam. It was 10 for 24 during that streak. Speaking of streaks, Jeremy's got a 15-gamer going, a career high and the longest in the major leagues, active right now. 0 for 1 with a walk so far. Astros have had the last 4 hitters reach base against Dallas. Mania takes a close pitch for a ball. It's 2-1.
Outfield arms are presented by Lone Star College. We will go around. Sanchez, you've seen him tested twice. Straub, pretty good arm. Saw that yesterday with a throw to third base, and Lucas out there in right field. You're going to be cautious with some of those, but Sanchez being a little bit closer, still able to test him.
That one's going to hang up for Straw on a liner by Pena, and that'll end the inning. But the Astros score 2 with 3 2-out hits along with a walk. It's 2-0 Houston. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Jack's new Philly-style bonus combo. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers, and melty cheese starting at $4.99. By Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And by Nava Law Group. You got hurt. Make them pay. DoNotSettle.com. 2-0 Astros as we head to the 5th inning. Hayden Wisniewski facing the bottom third of the lineup. Ernie Clement taking a strike. Clement, third in the American League in hits coming in with 122. He has played in a team-high 110 games on the year. And he bids for one here, but Jeremy Pena has this play. Low throw and a scoop by Walker. Pena slaps his glove in appreciation of Seawalk's defensive work.
As an infielder, you're not going to be perfect every time, and you need somebody over there at first that can pick you up, and Christian Walker is that guy. It was a good play by Jeremy getting there, put himself in good position, just held on a little bit too long, and Seawalk went out there in great position to be able to make that scoop. Yep, thank you for picking me up, Seawalk.
Christian still working on an errorless season at first base. 3-time Gold Glover with the Diamondbacks. Didn't have the best defensive metrics last year, but his numbers this year have been very much improved over his first season with the Astros, and he continues to save errors from his infield teammates. Andres Jimenez showed bunt on the first pitch, and now he's down in the count 1-2. Ground ball the other way, and that's going to work for a hit. Wisniewski frustrated as Jimenez just hit one the other way where no third baseman was residing for a 1-out single.
Yeah, Jimenez wasn't trying to do too much. Watch how far out of the zone he gets. That pitch was way up out of the zone, and he just gets on top of it. Goes the other way where nobody was.
Well, Miles Straw will bat. Straw's been a tough out so far in this series. 3 for 4. Doubled his first time up. Goes after the first pitch and pops the foul out of play. A lot of connections between the Astros and the Blue Jays, especially in the outfield.
I'm waiting for Schneider to throw George Springer out there in right field. Straw in center and Sanchez in left. Just have a reunion outfield for the Blue Jays here in Houston.
There goes the runner. Pitches hit well to left center field. That is going to be down for a hit into the wall. Miles Straw has yet another extra base hit. He's going to go for 3. It's now a 2-1 game as Straw triples to score Andres Jimenez. Straw's third extra base hit of the series, and he's now 4 for 5 in this series.
And bottled up on the bench for the Blue Jays. Now getting a chance to play with Varsho out of the way and hitting the ball hard. The ball was smoked.
Straw is 6th in the American League in the sprint speed leaderboard. He easily got to 3rd. Only surprising thing about that was that it was his first triple of the season. Now the infield in with a tying run at 3rd and 1 out. The 9-hitter Miles Straw doing some damage in this series. Nathan Lucas has flied out twice, once to left and once to center. Wisniewski, who could use a strikeout, getting ahead of Lucas 0-2. That's going to bounce away from Yiner and score the tying run. Straw, who tripled, comes in on the wild pitch, and we're tied at 2.
Sweeper yanked into the dirt. Not much Yiner could do about this one. See that spin way out in front. He tried to get up enough to block it. It ended up ricocheting to the left. An easy decision for Miles Straw, who runs well.
Two and two the count to Lucas. On the ground, right there is Jeremy Pena on 2 hops. And that's the second out of the inning. There have only been 4 extra base hits in this series between the 2 teams combined. A home run by Alejandro Kirk last night against Christian Javier. And all the other extra base hits are off the bat of Miles Straw. This one on the ground towards third, gloved by Isaac Paredes, and that'll do it for the Blue Jays in the 5th. But a couple of hits and a couple of runs have tied the game at 2. We're halfway home here at Dyken Park. Inning all tied at 2. The Blue Jays answering the Astros 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th with 2 of their own in the top of the 5th. Now Yordan Alvarez will lead off here against Chad Dallas. Dallas has only thrown 4 of 12 first pitch strikes. He has been working behind some hitters in his outing tonight. He goes after the first pitch, does Yordan here, and fouls one away. It's 0-1. Dallas took over in the 3rd inning for Trey Yesavage. We found out in between innings that Yesavage left the game with left knee discomfort. So Dallas now in his 3rd inning of work out of the Blue Jays bullpen, facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Astros.
Yeah, they stole our line.
Discomfort?
Yeah.
On the outside edge of the plate, it's 0-2. Haven't heard as much discomfort in 2026 from the Astros clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm good with that too. Hey, how about Yordan? 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball, probably where Chad Dallas wanted it, and Yordan's too good.
TK, that was down and away off the plate. And he just, it's a nice casual pitching wedge, just leaves a divot after he goes down and gets this one. I mean, that is down there.
That has to be where Chad Dallas wanted the pitch.
Oh, 100%. He's like, I'm not going to throw this for a strike. I'm just going to get it down out of the zone. Maybe he'll swing and miss at it or just take it and we'll move on. He ends up getting a hit out of it.
About a 100-point lead in OPS with 2 strikes over the rest of the league. And here is Isaac Paredes. Yordan started the day hitting .330. He's now at .331. There was no other American leaguer hitting .300 of the qualified hitters coming into today. Yandy Diaz and Chad Simpson of the Tampa Bay Rays were at .298 in 2nd and 3rd place.
It's a good thing Luis Ariz got traded to a National League team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Keep him out of the American League. That would have been the only competition for Yordan. I'm not sure what Luis is at.
Ariz batted 4th today for the
I think he got an RBI base hit in the 1st inning, and I mean, he was pumped.
He's 2 for 4. He finished 2 for 4 in a Phillies 5-0 win over the Nationals.
Wow. What's his average at?
.325.
How about it?
Not quite Yordan-esque. Paredes skies one into left center. Miles Straw calls off Jesus Sanchez, but now he gives way as Sanchez makes the play for out number 1.
The ultimate goal of an MLB fan is to see it all, and the MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Visit MLB.com/Journey to 30 suites.
There's Dalton Varsho. Varsho watching the guy that is taking his spot in center field have a huge series. Miles Straw has 3 of the 4 extra base hits in this series. It's like, all right, it's my turn. Now that Miles has stolen some of my thunder, replacing me on the Blue Jays lineup.
Baseball is crazy like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Miles is not exactly a guy that has a lot of extra base hits in his career either. Before tonight, Miles had 541 base hits in his career, and only 123 of those were extra base hits. So 418 of his 541 hits singles. He has 3 extra base hits and only 1 other extra base hit in the series, and none for the Astros. Go figure.
Honestly.
Miles Straw was always last on the team for the Astros in extra base hits, and yet he is dominating in that category in this series. Varsho with a take on a pitch up. It's 2-2. Varsho started all 18 postseason games for the Blue Jays last year. That's kind of what made it even more difficult. You have a certain bond, and it's always a strong bond when you spend 162 with a group of guys, but then when you add the postseason to that, and a team that almost won the World Series, that bond becomes even closer.
No, that's 100% correct.
And not that it was any easier for Spencer Arrighetti. He met with the media in a press conference today and talked about how tough it was for him, a Houston kid. Said the biggest thing now is his family won't be able to watch him make every start without having to travel. Well, Tapper that's going to be fouled.
He's a new dad of twins. Now you've got to separate and go work a little bit further from home.
A new dad of twins, grew up in the area, said he was blessed to have been a part of the Astros organization. He will always call Houston home and always be rooting for the Astros in his heart, behind the Toronto Blue Jays, of course. This one down for a ball. Good at bat there by Varsho, drawing a walk from Chad Dallas, who has now walked 3, make it 4 in his outing. One thing that Varsho will do as you get to learn Dalton Varsho is he'll work a count.
Yeah, he can put together some quality at bats, and he'll show you some power every once in a while when he gets a pitch he can handle. But what I liked in that at bat was he laid off the pitches up at the top of the zone, if not above it. That's where he has a little bit of an issue. And I know watching how the Astros have pitched him, they've tried to beat him up top with some velocity. And he can open up sometimes and swing and miss at the above the zone and chase a little bit. It showed good composure there. Kind of zoned in and worked that walk.
If there's a team that is going to show you where they think his weaknesses are, it's a team that just had him for the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's the most bizarre thing, is knowing that they have intimate knowledge of your weaknesses and your strengths. And now you've got to compete against somebody who knows you so well from watching you for so many years.
Ground ball slowly hit towards the middle. There's a little miscommunication there, and that may have cost him a double play. It looked like Jimenez thought that Clement was going to go get the ball, and by the time they figured out who was going to glove it, Walker safe on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, not hit very hard, so there was actually probably a chance that both of them could. You can see how close Ernie Clement is to the base and making this play, and his first break was to the ball. Fortunate to get at least one in that situation.
So now first and third with 2 outs, and Jose Altuve will bat. Altuve had an infield hit his last time up. And a line drive off the glove of Okamoto into score Yordan Alvarez. The Astros regain the lead. It's now 3-2.
this one fooled Okamoto, who's playing in. Big swing from Altuve on the sweeper, but he gets it off the end of the bat. And I think the swing kind of fooled Okamoto a little bit. As you can see right there, just didn't quite get to the baseball because he thought it was hit harder than it was. Off the bat, it was only 79.8 miles an hour. And that slight indecision trying to wait for it ends up tipping off the glove.
Third straight multi-hit game for Altuve, as he is now 6 for his last 12, as Pete Walker, the pitching coach, out to have a word with his reliever Chad Dallas. Now, message from Buick GMC. Jose Altuve with another single for the Astros. They have 5 hits in the last 2 innings, all of them singles, and now 15 singles in this series without an extra base hit. The guy who came closest to an extra base hit now striding to the plate, Taylor Trammell. Home run in 25 of 30 ballparks. His blast that we talked about last time he was up. That Miles Straw caught 419 feet from home plate. At least projected distance was 419. Trammell has flied out and walked on 4 pitches against Dallas in his last at bat. That's one sky deep to right field. A 3-pointer. Taylor Trammell, home run number 6, and the Astros now lead 6-2.
There we go. Now we can all hop on the tram and go for a ride.
First extra base hit of the series for the Astros. Trammell makes it count.
That has got to feel good, leaving no doubt about this one, pulling this into the right field seats. He made sure of this one, TK. 113.3 off the bat. Woo! That's coming in hot.
Great fans going after that line drive bullet home run. All this coming with 2 outs for the Astros. Astros did their damage last inning with 2 outs and nobody on, and in this inning the Astros had first and third with 2 outs, and now has scored 4 more runs to lead at 6-2. Yainer Diaz pops one up. Alejandro Kirk fires the mask away, and he is going to try to make a basket catch, but it's on the other side of the net. Taylor Trammell getting a chance to play every day for the last week and a half, and he is showing why he wants to stay in that lineup.
When you fly out 419 feet and don't get rewarded, you just got to go down and have somebody tell you, keep doing what you're doing. It'll turn around for you. He caught one out in front, pulled it. That was beautiful.
This one's going to stay fair. Yes, it will.
Oh, grounds crew with a knock. Way to go.
Yainer Diaz with an infield hit on a ball that Chad Dallas thought was going to go foul, and he let it go, and it never went foul.
Wow, this is beautiful. The grounds crew out with the laser level. A little extra paint on the foul line. Keep that baby fair. That was beautiful.
Izzy and his boys getting it done.
There we go.
That is well done when a ball stays right on the line the whole way, and that cracks up Yainer Diaz.
Well, he had a front row seat chasing that thing down the line.
It looked like Dallas had the option to try to make the play.
Yes.
And decided, I'm going to let this go foul just in case I'm only going to make that play 80% of the time. Right here, he can pick it up.
Yes.
And it never went foul. Let's go.
That is incredible.
It's like a magic trick.
There's been magic in this building during this homestand.
Then 2-out magic tonight. All 6 runs scoring with 2 outs. Now Cam's going to have to battle down in the count 0-2, but he picked up an RBI single down in the count 0-2 last time against Dallas. This one he hits to short, fielded there by Jimenez. He'll flip it to Ernie Clement, but a big inning for the Astros.
They got a big swing from Taylor Trammell, leaving no doubt with this line drive, getting deep into the seats. 3-pointer for him. Give that bullpen some love, and the Astros up 6-2, and he finally gets the high five, Paris Chica.
Welcome your newest little fan to the Astros family with the Astros Rookies Club presented by Houston Methodist. This program designed for newborns includes a bib, swaddle blanket, milestone markers, and Astros birth certificate. Join now at astros.com/rookies club. Harry Potter night. We love seeing everyone dressed up for the occasion. That, who is getting the camera ready here, is Melanie Altuve. Look at her getting ready. She's dressed up tonight. Antonella, her little sister, had the scarf, too. I don't know what happened to the scarf. She's all decked, ready to go.
That's awesome.
Love it.
It's fun to watch those kids grow up in this ballpark.
I mean, you literally have seen them grow up.
Literally.
That's awesome. We have to kind of change our stock footage now for the Rookies Club, because it used to be Spencer carrying the twin boys around.
That's a good point.
So now we've got Altuve's girls in there tonight. That's a good thing.
It is.
But yeah, into Harry Potter. There's a lot of people in the building tonight into Harry Potter.
Are you?
I can't say this. I am. How about you?
No. I mean, I listened to it a lot while I was driving around the streets of Southern California with my girls in the back of the car. But I barely got to watch any of the movies.
It is Harry Potter night.
Yeah, the girls are big fans.
There you go.
I do know that I am in Ravenclaw.
Are you?
I took the online Harry Potter housing test because my daughters shoved the phone in front of me, and I'm like, all right.
Julie, are we in?
Oh, no, I'm out on this.
Okay.
Catch me on the next one.
We're 0 for 3 in the broadcast.
Yeah.
At least Plummer's in a house.
Yeah, I found a house. I think I stole that idea from Rice University. You don't know that Rice University has houses, or they call them colleges, and they'll separate you.
Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, there's different colleges within Rice University. When you apply, get in, you'll be assigned to a college. And there's some strong boundaries between those colleges.
Sounds like a guy who spent a lot of time at Rice in the baseball season.
Yes, because I did not qualify to get into Rice. So I had to find my way through the side door.
Cal's a fine institution.
Well, I mean, Rice is the Cal of the South.
Text from Cruzy Jr. in 3,
2, yeah, well, I would say that entire family might light me up.
Oh, yeah, it's Enrique, it's Cruzy Jr.
Yeah, Trey, get on there.
And their Pops is over in the Spanish booth tonight.
Yeah, he may actually come in and punch me.
3-0 the count to George Springer. And that's going to be a strike on the edge. George has flied out to center and struck out. A little bit down. That's going to be ball 4. That's the second walk allowed by Wisniewski. Play Like a Champion is powered by Champion Energy. How about George Springer? The shot heard round Houston. Game 5 of the 17 World Series en route to George Springer winning the World Series MVP. What a postseason he had. Springer always fired up, always the Energizer Bunny on a team filled with gamers. George Springer always brought the energy, and he is tonight's.
That game went 3 days.
Yeah, it did.
And he was still ready to go, fired up.
He played like a champion that series. Remember, he was struggling going into that World Series.
Well, there were questions of A.J. Hinch, the manager at the time, that they said, are you going to move him out of the top spot? And A.J. said, nope. and it paid off.
George and Christian Walker catching up. George that year in 17 went 3 for 26 in the ALCS against the Yankees. And then he went 11 for 29 in the World Series with 5 home runs and 3 doubles and 1,000 slugging percentage and a 1471 OPS. He's a 1-out base runner as Alejandro Kirk takes a strike. That's the first pitch he has looked at today without swinging. Nationals with a 6-2 lead. Hayden Wisniewski looking for a shutdown inning. And a ground ball to short. Could be 2. Pena will go to the bag himself, take his time, fire to first. That's a double play to end the inning. Hayden Wisniewski dials up a double play, and the Astros lead 6-2.
All in, all the time is presented by Daily and Black. And last night, the Astros did a very good job of running the bases with 2 outs. Ball jammed into center field. And Yair Diaz hustling around with the swing of the bat scores easily. But Cam Smith, seeing that ball in center field, ran right in the face of Miles Straw. Forced him to make a throw that he could not make. Meanwhile, running with his head up was Jeremy Pena. And he recognized he could gain 90 feet with his speed and did so, setting up a big inning for the Astros last night with their speed. A lot of fun to watch some of these guys that can run a little bit, blaze a trail out there and score some runs and take an extra 90 feet. The pitcher into this game is a guy we saw yesterday. It was going to be Braden Fisher coming into this game out of Clear Falls High School in League City. His 53rd appearance, 4 flat ERA. I believe that's where our cohort, Gene Flores, on the Spanish side, coaches.
I think you're right.
Yeah, didn't coach Braden Fisher, but knows the family really well and knows Fisher really well. Had a chance to go down before the game today and catch up with him a little bit.
Fisher pitching in back-to-back games, as Blummer mentioned, facing Jeremy Pena. Pena hits it sharply, but Ernie Clement nicely to his left makes the play to retire Pena, who's still looking to extend his hitting streak. 1 out in the 6th inning. Fisher came into the game last night, and the first batter he faced was Yordan Alvarez, but he didn't really face him because they intentionally walked Yordan. So Fisher facing Yordan for real tonight. Big man has a walk and a single and takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Astros getting all 6 runs against the reliever Chad Dallas in his 3 innings of work. And to throw 74 pitches in those 3 innings. As the chants of MVP are echoing here at Daikin Park with Yordan down to the count 0-2.
I imagine those chants are going to grow louder and louder with every home game that we play.
Yordan has now reached in 20 straight games and has 30 hits and 21 walks in those 20 games.
Some of these numbers are insane.
Now his OPS with 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's just, come on. Those are hitterish numbers, and that's what, I mean, he's a hitter who has extreme power, zone control. I don't know. What else, I mean, what else can we say?
90% of baseball, if not more, would take that OPS for their whole season.
Yeah.
That's his OPS with 2 strikes.
2 strikes, where the pitcher has the absolute advantage.
Three and 2 the count now after Yordan was down 0-2. And hits the ball foul. Braden Fisher, 3rd pitcher of the night. Trey Savage left with left knee discomfort. Chad Dallas for 3, and now Fisher on in the 6th. Got Yordan on a pitch down and in. It's a strikeout for Fisher in the 2nd out of the inning. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Now Isaac Paredes will bat. Pitch that didn't miss the plate by much, called a ball. It's 1-0. It wasn't exactly framed up well. That's a strike. It's 1-1.
That previous pitcher we're talking about caught the entire baseball was in the zone.
Is that right?
Yeah. But you're right, it was caught terribly.
There you see Bennett Sousa warming up. I think Hayden Wisniewski's night is over. And a 1-2-3 inning for Braden Fisher tonight as he gets the top three in the Astros order in order. We head to the seventh. It's a 6-2 game. Telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. Tomorrow afternoon, the Astros wrap up this homestand with a 1:10 game. We'll begin our coverage at 12:30. Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros. Jameson Taillon, just acquired from the Cubs at the trade deadline, will make his first start for the Blue Jays.
Back here at Dyken Park, Hayden Wisniewski is done after 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Did a very good job giving way to Bennett Sousa, who's going to make his 12th appearance. Last time he was out there was in the Texas series. Had a couple of appearances out there. Accumulated 1 inning, had 2 strikeouts and a couple of walks in that time out there. He's been averaging 94 miles an hour on his fastball this season.
Astros have not pushed Hayden Wisniewski in either of his starts, with a pitch count of 79 against the Angels and a pitch count of 78 today. But Hayden pitched very well. 6 innings of 4-hit, 2-run baseball. Miles Straw with half the hits against him, and the only 2 extra base hits, knocking in a run and scoring a run. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Wisniewski with 51 strikes out of his 78 pitches.
It had to be tempting to try and put him out there for another inning, but at the same time using a little bit of caution with his 4-run lead, putting it in the hands of the bullpen. So protecting him and encouraging him. That was a great outing.
It was a really nice outing as he continues to look good coming off the IL. And there is a strikeout of Schneider as Bennett Sousa gets him for the first out of the inning. The new era is presented by DirecTV. How about Bryce Mayer going up to AAA Sugarland? He's had a great year with Corpus Christi. He was the Astros minor league pitcher of the year last year. Guy out of Missouri who missed the season in 23 with Tommy John surgery, and he has slowly made his way up the rankings and is now the number 5 prospect for the Astros and the top pitching prospect. We will look for him to make a start this week for the Space Cowboys. Cam Smith makes this play on Ernie Clement, and Bennett Sousa has 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, you would imagine guys that are putting up numbers like Bryce may have been in some of those conversations yesterday. And that's why Dana Brown kind of opted out when they were asking such high prices. This guy's name might have been in the mix, but Dana Brown saying, I'm going to bank on the future and keep some of these guys around. He's looked very good this season and pitched himself into that AAA rotation.
And while it would have been nice for the Astros to find a starter at the trade deadline, there were a lot of teams that gave up a lot to get a starter.
And the price kept going up, it felt like.
And to Dana Brown's credit, he did not mortgage the future to try and find a starter for a price that he felt was too much. Bennett Sousa, really good inning, striking out Davis Schneider, getting 2 flyouts. 7-pitch inning, time for the 7th inning stretch. Astros lead 6-2. It's presented by Texas Mattress Makers.
It's on Tap is presented by Lawnmower Blonde, and let's take another look into the minor leagues, and the future is intact. Kevin Alvarez and Xavier Nyans have been at the top of that prospect list for a while, but how about Albert Fermin down in the FCL doing a very good job. Switch hitter is only 17 years old, and that's probably the number we're looking at right here. Is look at the ages on these guys. They're putting up numbers and doing excellent things in the lower levels, and they are young, they are learning, they're understanding how to play the game and how to play to win. So we've got some position players right there. Alvarez has played all over the outfield. Nyans playing a lot of third base this season. His on-base percentage in the last 30 games up over 500.
Wow.
Yeah, he can take those walks, but he's also got pretty good slug numbers. And Fermin Just learning how to play all over the field and brings the bat to both sides of the plate. A lot of fun to watch. The Astros will face a new pitcher in this game. Again, back-to-back nights. Little is on the field. So you can see the numbers for Brendan Little. 12 innings and 11 appearances. ERA a little large with 4 home runs being allowed.
Nice work from Braden Fisher in his 1 inning. And now Little will face the left-hand hitting Dalton Varsho, followed by Christian Walker and Jose Altuve. Little was called on to face Taylor Trammell last night, but Zach DeZenzo pinch hit for Trammell. Little would strike out 4, get all 4 outs with a strikeout, but he is 3-0 here on Dalton Varsho, who has already drawn a walk tonight and flied out a couple of times. That's Little's 10th walk of the season in his 12 innings of work. Also has 18 strikeouts in those 12 innings. But 18 hits allowed, 17 runs, 16 earned with 4 home runs. Here's Christian Walker. Walker 0 for 3, has a 7-game hitting streak on the line. And takes the first one down. Little has missed on the first 5 pitches out of the pen. There's a strike. Astros have double barrel action going right now. A couple of righties, Enyel De Los Santos and Brian Abreu warming up. I mentioned why the Astros might not have wanted to push Hayden Wisniewski an extra inning. Number 1, coming off injury. Number 2, they have an off day on Thursday, and they just had a game where Tatsuya Imai covered the entire bullpen, so nobody had to throw yesterday except for Imai.
Good point.
A lot of guys are available tonight and tomorrow, not named Imai. Walker on a 2-1 pitch went after a pitch. Now it's 2-2. Astros with a leadoff runner on via a walk. Second time Dalton Varsho has walked tonight. Blue Jays have walked 6 Astros this evening. Brendan Little went to Conestoga High School in Berwyn, Pennsylvania. One of 4 major leaguers from Conestoga, which is the same high school that I went to.
Come on.
Conestoga Pioneer.
There they are, the Pioneers.
Down and in, 3-2.
You're in the big leagues.
I'm not listed on the baseball cube.
Oh.
Tommy Shields, Dave Bush, who became a pitching coach, and Keith Hughes, who was signed out of a tryout camp. Those are the other 3 Conestoga Pioneers that played in the big leagues.
Dave Bush pitched for the Blue Jays for a while. Pipeline.
There you go. Good old Conestoga. Go back to the reunions every 5 years.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. It's an area outside of Philly that not a lot of people have moved away. So when I go back, it is everybody in town. I love
kid.
It. No, it's
That's
great.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm one of the few that have left the burbs of Philly.
Is that who you go back and play? You played golf with earlier this year?
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. When I had those days off after
How
the
about
Washington
it? That's
series.
kind of cool.
I was playing in St. David's right outside where the school is. That's a bullet down the left field line. Good job by the ball boy getting out of the way. That's going to allow Varsho to try to score. Parrish Chica almost blew out, waving him home, and he is going to be out at home plate. Walker gets the third.
Pretty aggressive send with that 4-run lead, but why not test the defense of the Toronto Blue Jays? The relay getting that throw in front of Varsho, but here's that swing. Sinker down. The no stride and the 2-strike count from Walker allows him to rip that one just inside that third baseline as it snuck into that left field corner. Very elusive move by the ball boy down there. And Tony Parrish-Chica with the aggressive send almost went down.
Good job by Walker trailing in to get to third, forcing the infield in and out for Jose Altuve. Runner at third base. It'll be a double for Walker getting to third on the throw. Christian now with an 8-game hitting streak. Altuve's already got 1 RBI on the night. Takes a pitch down. It's 2-0. Altuve 2 hits tonight, 2 hits last night, 2 hits Sunday. Now 6 for his last 12.
A couple of those hits with runners in scoring position for Altuve, which is a good sign as well. Kind of struggling in that category. Able to pick up a couple of base hits. This is going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
But he looks a little more comfortable at this part of the order than he did up in the order earlier in the year.
All these multi-hit games have come in the 6th spot. Hadn't hit there since 2020 until recently. There's a ball up the middle. 3rd consecutive hit for Altuve. And the Astros lead it 7-2.
Good job by Tuve. This is the energy boost powered by TXU Energy, is catching a fastball up around the top of the zone and just swiped it past the pitcher Little. And another RBI base hit for Jose Altuve.
Altuve 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored tonight. And his 3-hit game not only broke the tie with Bobby Abreu on the all-time hits list, it passed Joe Medwick, and that last hit also passed David Ortiz and Ted Simmons.
Wow.
So he has passed 3 different players on the hits list, and this is going to be a double play. Altuve sliding into the tag by Andres Jimenez, and then 2 pushes him over and says, you know what, I'll help you out. I'm sorry. Didn't mean it. Astros lead 7-2 on the Altuve RBI.
Some Astros trivia right now, powered by Reliant. The question is, who was the first Astro to no-hit a Canadian team? Astros with experience against Montreal Expos when they were in existence, and now just playing the Toronto Blue Jays. Should be a rather easy one to get. Right now, we're going to look at Enyel De Los Santos getting to that 50-game plateau. He has pitched in 51 1/3 innings previously. His whip at 1.19, 50 strikeouts in the 51 1/3 innings for Enyel.
So Enyel will face Miles Straw, trying to find somebody to get Miles Straw out. Straw with a double and a triple tonight. Scoring a run and knocking in a run, accounting for the 2 Blue Jays runs tonight. And he hits a bullet, but at Jeremy Pena. Miles Straw continues to hit the ball hard every at-bat, but he's out number 1 here in the 8th. How about Hayden Wisniewski's night? 6 innings of 2-run baseball. The Astros lead this game 7-2. Julia with Hayden.
Thanks, TK. Hayden, immediate reactions, immediate thoughts on your 6 innings of work today.
I really wish Miles Straw wouldn't have played today.
No, it was good. I liked the way it ended, obviously. Better than last week, but threw a lot of strikes. 2 walks kind of suck. But no, I thought overall I did my job. Gave the team a chance, and that's all you really can ask for.
You said better than the first start. First start was pretty good. So where do you feel like you're building and just getting stronger each time out?
Oh, yeah. Just feeling it out, just trying to get my bearings, and then, like, making a little adjustments for, like, okay, I just missed that. Like, how do I fix that right now? And then, where do I go next? The pitch sequencing stuff. And that's really, trying to just get your footing on things, little things like that. And you can kind of tell, like the pass ball, like, that's just something that shouldn't happen if I've been pitching for a long time in the big leagues, So it's just, those little things I got to get them out and get them out of the way. But, at the end of the day, it was still a good start.
Finally, pitching at home for the first time in a long time. That feel good?
Oh, yeah. My parents are definitely, my parents are here. In-laws are here. Wife, brother, it's good to be here. Man, I love it, Houston. I really do. I'm Houston through and through, and it is good to pitch here. And, there's a lot of good memories here, and I hope to create some good memories here as well.
Thanks for the time.
We're going to have an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
The call is confirmed. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
That was a challenge by Yainer Diaz that the Astros lost. That would be a 1-0 count to Vlad Guerrero Jr. Thanks to Hayden Wisniewski for taking time out from his clubhouse post-start activities to talk with Julie Morales after his start. Love the way he started that interview.
He is every bit of honest when he does that. And he also knows the sentiment of the broadcaster, too. Miles Straw is a pain.
Wish Miles wasn't played.
Yeah.
That was well done. Good job by Julie and Hayden on that interview in the clubhouse. And it's a 1-2 count. Enyo De Los Santos has 2 outs. The line drive by Straw. And then the ground out by Nathan Lucas. And now it's 1-2 on Guerrero Jr. Off the plate, 2-2. Astros lead this game 7-2, trying to start a new winning streak. Astros had their 6-game winning streak snap last night. They have still won 11 of their last 13 coming into today. Rangers had a 2-0 lead for most of the night after scoring in the first inning, but they have given up 2 to the Giants in the 7th. Now the Rangers and the Giants are tied at 2 in the top half of the 8th inning. Mariners play the Tigers in a game that just started in Seattle. They're scoreless early in that one. The Tigers have actually just scored in the 3rd. It's now 3-0 Detroit.
Go Tigers.
48 games left for the Astros, 49 left for the Mariners and the Rangers as we start play today. That time of year, Blummer, where it's fun to check out the out-of-town scoreboard.
It is. And talking, to ushers, talking to each other, the vibe inside the stadium after the All-Star break is shifting in the right direction. Starting to get some of those vibes, those postseason playoff contention type vibes in this building, which is a lot of fun. We know that from years of doing it. But it's fun to be in that driver's seat and watch those other scores.
Personally, the Orioles series was close to the low point of the season for me.
Yeah.
The way they played, the way they did not do the things fundamentally well that they normally are attuned to. And for them to come out of that and then win 11 of the next 13, very impressive. Paredes to his left.
Nice play.
What a strike he throws. Sidearm while moving to his left. And Christian Walker never has to move his target when Isaac Paredes makes those throws. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose. By Texas Children's. And by Daly & Black. Has your home or business been denied, delayed, or underpaid by your insurance company? Call Daly & Black for your free consultation.
Yainer Diaz striding to the plate as the Astros lead 7-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. They are going to face a left-hander out of that bullpen. His name is Mason Fluharty. In his career against the Astros, he's thrown in 3 ball games against them, totaling 3 innings. He's given up an earned run, a hit, and struck out 4 Astros in his career against them.
He's got Yiner, Cam Smith, and then Jeremy Pena, who's got one final shot, it appears, to continue his career-long hitting streak as they face the left-hander Fluharty here. Fluharty has pitched in a lot of games this season. There is nobody in the American League that has pitched in more games than this lefty. Makes even Steven Okert seem rested, with 59 games so far appeared in with this one tonight. Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroh poll as Yiner lines out to right. We asked you earlier tonight, which of the Astros 4 through 9 hitters do you think will have the biggest impact down the stretch? And Cam Smith wins the vote with 47%. Cam had an RBI base hit tonight in the 4th and also drew a walk. Jose Altuve drawing the second most votes. Altuve with a 3-hit game tonight. Cam skies this one into shallow center. Ernie Clement stays with it and puts it away for the second out. So 3 pitches in and Fluharty has 2 outs. Now a word from Standard Insurance.
Know the feeling of excitement when you find unexpected money in your pocket, purse, or car? Standard can reproduce that excitement, not just for a couple of bucks, but hundreds and possibly thousands.
Likely Jeremy Pena's last opportunity as the longest active hitting streak in the major leagues at 15. It's also a career high for him. He's 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. And he takes a first pitch strike placed on the outside corner, 0-1. Pena's only career at bat against Fluharty was in June up in Toronto, and he had a base hit on a sweeper. This ball hooked down the line. It was a sweeper again, but Jeremy got a little quick, and it's 1-2. Pena walked in the first, struck out in the third, lined out to center in the fourth, and grounded out in the 6th inning. A little tapper foul. Nobody warming in the Astros pen, so Joe Espada is going to ask Aniel De Los Santos to go 2 innings tonight, it appears. He and Victor having a little hitting conversation. Whatever Victor did in his work with Cam Smith during that time Cam was down really seems to have paid off the last week or so.
I agree. Sometimes getting in the cage, you can look under the hood, make some adjustments to that swing, but you've also got to do a little bit between the ears too. Provide that encouragement and that knowledge to go out there and be able to put some swings on it. But you also have to see some of that success so that you know what you're doing is paying off. That helps big time.
Oh, 3-2 pitch coming to Pena, and he's going to draw a walk in his likely final plate appearance of the night. That might be the end of his hitting streak. We'll see if he somehow gets another plate appearance.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist and best record since May 22nd. Boston turning things around in their season, and so are the Houston Astros, 38-25. Just a little bit behind the 39-24 of the Boston Red Sox.
Here's Jordan getting an extra at bat tonight, hitting for the 5th time. 1 for 3 with a walk this evening. That one hit to left. Davis Schneider, the new left fielder, makes a nice running catch on that slicing liner to end the inning. 1 walk, 1 left on. We head to the 9th. Astros leading 7-2.
on Play is driven by Toyota. We're going to flash back to this day in 2017. These two teams were facing off on this day, and the Astros offense was just teeing off. Watch this. Tyler White, the great White, I should say, had 2 home runs on this day. They had a 9-run 4th inning. They beat the Birds 16-7 that night. The second time they had 10 or more extra base hits that season. And it was Tyler's first 2 home runs of that season. Still lives here in Houston.
A lot of Astros still in town as we head to the 9th in a 7-2 game. Kazumo Okamoto leads things off. Astros have held him down to an 0 for 3 tonight. Had great numbers against Houston coming in. That's the pitch that he's been doing damage, that fastball, but he misses that one, a foul tip, making it 1-1.
Yeah, it's good to see them controlling Okamoto. He was a one-man wrecking crew coming into this game against a series against the Astros.
Close to a swing, but no swing, says Mike Malinsky. It's 2-1. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 here for the Blue Jays in the 9th inning. Okamoto, George Springer, and Alejandro Kirk. Goes after that fastball up. It's 2-2. Astros have a new second baseman. Nick Allen has taken over for Jose Altuve. He's at second. There's Nick. Got him. Strikeout for Enyel De Los Santos, his first of the night, went away in the 9th.
Time now to answer our trivia question powered by Reliant. Who was the first Astro to no-hit a Canadian team? And it was Larry Durker back in 1976. Did it to those Montreal Expos. There's another guy that no-hit the Blue Jays.
Yep. A couple of times, once with the Astros. George Springer fouls one back. It's 0-1. Springer 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. George does not have a challenge left because Alejandro Kirk burned 2 of them, and he's not happy with Gabe Morales with that call. It's 0-2.
Yeah, it was a pretty big miss. UTMD enters the strike zone. That was an aggressive frame, too. Wow.
And George doesn't get bothered by that call as he has a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. First base runner allowed by De Los Santos.
The DoNotSettle.com play of the game is presented by the Nava Law Group, and it was a big swing off the bat of Taylor Trammell, hitting a rocket at 113 miles an hour into the right field seats. Tram carrying 3 passengers with him.
Big swing of the day turned a 3-2 lead into a 6-2 lead. Now the Astros lead 7-2. Alejandro Kirk, generally an aggressive hitter, goes after the first pitch and fouls one off. Danielle trying to go 2 innings for the 3rd time this year. Hit sharply, Nick Allen. Oh, he can't make the play. Had a chance to be a game-ending double play. Instead, it's going to be 1st and 3rd for the Blue Jays as that ball got through Allen and what is likely going to be an error.
101 off the bat. A couple of hops, skips past Nick Allen. Looked like he was going to play it in front of him, and all of a sudden played it off the side.
That'll draw a visit here from Josh Miller. As De Los Santos, even though it was hit hard, got the potential game-ending double play ground ball he was looking for. Now will face a pinch hitter instead. Enjoy Astros Light Up the Park presented by Houston Methodist at Dyken Park December 4th through January the 3rd. It's perfect for all ages, and you can get your tickets by visiting astros.com/lightupthepark. Pinch hitter is going to be Josh Smith off the bench. Smith was just acquired by Toronto yesterday. He's been with Texas for 45 games. Has also played 23 games at AAA Round Rock for the Rangers, and now his first at bat as a Blue Jay. Goes after the first pitch, changeup, and misses. It's 0-1. First and third with one out. And the pitch down. It's 1-1. Astros are getting Josh Hader loose just in case here in this 5-run game. On the ground, another chance for Allen. He goes to Pena. This time, the turned in time double play. Game over. Astros win it 7-2. They have won now 12 of their last 14 games and maintain their lead in the American League West. Plummer continues to be a really good homestand.
It's a great homestand. It's also a team that is figuring itself out and playing very confident baseball. It's a lot of fun to watch. These guys are in rhythm. They're going to get done right here at Dyken Park in front of the faithful.
Aniel De Los Santos goes 2 innings to wrap it up. The Astros postgame show presented by Whataburger will feature Lauren Callender and Brian Bogusevic. Julia Morales helping out with an interview on the field as well as interviews in the clubhouse. Postgame show is next.